Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser joining me now. We just heard that clip. Of course, you were there with him at that town hall meeting. I was watching it live. Our police commissioner, Robert Contee. I saw you brushing away a tear at one point, Madam Mayor, talking about Naya. It's just intolerable that a child on a scooter, 6 years old, would be gunned down in a crossfire with these killer gangs or whoever they are. Do we know anything more about who did this?
Well, we know that our police department is investigating this, thoroughly investigating this. We're asking for the public's help. We know that the people who did this are killers in our community, and we as a community have to stand against anybody who will wantonly use a gun. And we're very focused on finding the perpetrators of this violent crime. This 6-year-old baby is not with us anymore. It's not a game, and we have to do everything that we can to protect our children.
Do you have any leads on this or on what's happened outside Nats Park?
The police have already located the vehicle involved. They continue to interview witnesses. There's a $60,000 reward for anyone with information leading to this. I issued a statement with the Washington Nationals just yesterday, also focused on making sure we're taking illegal guns off the street and making sure that the people responsible are brought to justice. I have directed our police chief to use any and all overtime necessary to make sure that we're not only increasing presence in the neighborhoods around Nationals Park, but in all of our hotspot areas.
The courts recently have actually been ruling against local ordinances that control guns. How do you deal with this when there is no national push? Don't you need help from the White House?
We need help from the White House, and we've got some in the form of an ATF task force that we're participating in that is meant to stop the trafficking of guns into communities like ours. We're also pushing for the entire criminal justice system to be open and in person. COVID has shut down some of our in-person activities related to trials in our courts and our offender supervision agencies, and we need all of those agencies to be open in person and providing their services as well.
So regarding the Nationals, I mean, this was on national television. This is a stadium we all go to all the time. Are people going to be afraid to go to the ballpark because of these gangs or whoever they are who are shooting up our streets?
Well, we know that we've worked with the organization. It's not only our police department, our Homeland Security Agency will be working hand in hand with the Nationals. What our preliminary investigation shows us, Andrea, is that this incident, while tragic, had nothing to do with the stadium or the players or baseball. Unfortunately, it looks like two vehicles engaged in some kind of gunplay. And unfortunately, when people wantonly use guns, innocent people can get hurt. So we will locate those vehicles and the people involved and bring them to justice. And in the meantime, we're making sure we have maximum coordination between the city and the ballpark, as well as enhanced police presence.
Now, there was some confusion in terms of what happened in the moment of the incident, because people were scared. People sitting near the third baseline thought they were in danger. They thought there was an active shooter inside the park. So they started running for exits, which was arguably the wrong thing to do, since there were still people, shooters outside who might have been involved. And then finally, I guess, through the PA system, they started evacuating people through the opposite side, just because there was so much confusion inside. Is there a protocol that could be improved when something like this happens?
Absolutely, and that's the communication that's happening with us, not just with at National Stadium, but we'll focus on all of our arenas to make sure that everybody is in coordination with Homeland Security and follows the best practices. I'm grateful to all the employees and team members at Nationals Park who acted in the best way that they knew how to keep people safe. I'm also grateful to our first responders who responded to victims, and our police department, who's going to be very aggressive about finding out who committed these crimes.
And what is your message to parents of families with kids? Look, it's been 90-degree weather for weeks and weeks on end. A little better today, worse tomorrow. Kids are outside. A lot of people don't have air conditioning. There are powder shortages. All of those things combined to people, having their children on the streets later and later in the evening, after dark even. So what do you say to folks?
Well, I say to everyone that we have a beautiful city. We have parks and recreation centers and so many amenities for people to enjoy. And we're very focused on our public safety, and we're not going to let any incident, even as tragic as what happened to Sweet Nayak, stop us from living in our city. But we do have to be very focused on finding the people, and there are a few of them, and focus on the places. Also a few of them that are contributing to a lack of a sense of safety in our town, and we're very committed to getting to the bottom of it.
Well, we are thankful to you and to Commissioner Conte and what the police are doing. And we know how safe and wonderful our city is. This is just a shocking way that it was displayed for the whole country to see in a place that has been improving in safety. But we do have over 100 homicides here already this year, and it is really of concern.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much,
Andrea.
Madam Mayor.